remember the true test. Yep, can they tell us apart?
They've been stars since they were in diapers.
And they just held us and saw if we would cry or not, and we didn't cry, so they chose us.
I remember seeing Mary-Kate's first steps on our Full House stage.
In the next hour, you'll hear how Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen captivated America.
You got it, dude.
They just looked real, kind of cuddly and but they had enormous round eyes, and I think it must have showed well on the camera.
They were always very sweet children, just inherently sweet and inherently honest, both of them.
And became the aces of Full House.
You know, everyone looks at these twins, and then they go, oh my gosh, it's the twins from Full House, you know, it's Michelle.
You'll discover how these tiny tots became teen tycoons.
I decided at that age they would never be employed by anybody. They would employ the producers, the directors, the writers.
They've kind of created their own cottage industry of Mary-Kate and Ashley being a brand name.
And you'll learn how they survived childhood fame.
So we walk out, we're like, oh my gosh, there were 20,000 people there. It was scary. It was scary.
They kind of got intimidated sometimes because all these people were just coming at them.
This is Mary-Kate and Ashley Celebrity Profile. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen were born June 13, 1986 in Los Angeles, California, to Jarni, a former ballet dancer, and David, a mortgage banker. The second and third of 4 children, the girls are fraternal twins.
Well, I seriously think we look nothing alike. We really think that we don't look anything alike. We don't look alike. But I'm shorter. And I'm left-handed. She's right-handed. And I'm a little bit more outgoing.
But others did see a resemblance. The girls began their careers at the tender age of 6 months. Father, David Olsen.
It was pretty much a fluke because the girls were actually my wife was with a friend of hers that was at the time visiting her child's agent, and they were just running errands during the day, and that was one of them, and it had come up that we had twins.
Well, you know, what we've heard, my mom's friend went in and told my mom, hey, there's an interview for twins for a TV show.
And the agent told my wife at the time, well, how about sending in some family photos? So, because I used twins, I guess, at that age.
So my mom didn't really want to do it, but she did it anyways. And they just held us and saw if we would cry or not, and we didn't cry, so they chose us.
Mary-Kate and Ashley beat out 20 other sets of twins to win the shared role of Michelle Tanner on the ABC sitcom Full House. The show premiered in September 1987.
They had large eyes, and not that they look like little chimpanzees, but they just look real, kind of cuddly, and I think it must have showed well on the camera.
Full House co-star Dave Coulier.
I think Mary-Kate and Ashley quickly grabbed a large percentage of the audience by just being really cute and having their little catchphrases like, you got it, dude, and no way, Jose. I think that, because they were so camera friendly, that people just really ingratiated themselves towards those two.
Comedian Bob Saget played Mary-Kate and Ashley's dad.
They were always very sweet children, just inherently sweet and inherently honest, both of them. So that was the character, a wide-eyed, sweet little child starring in a sitcom was not something that we'd seen a lot of, at that time anyway.
Candace Cameron Bure played the oldest sister.
They were great. They were really good babies when they were working, and their temperament was really good, and people liked them, and they seemed to have fun, as much fun as they could.
I remember seeing Mary-Kate's first steps on our Full House stage. And I remember everybody looking, going, hey, she's walking. And I remember times when we'd be holding either Mary-Kate or Ashley, and the stage manager would be counting down in 5, 4, 3, 2, and you'd say, wait, stop, stop. She just made a mess in her pants.
Child labor laws required a guardian to be on the set at all times. Adria later was hired as a baby wrangler and set teacher.
In my history of being in this business, 25 years, they were probably the easiest going, calmest babies I'd ever worked with. From the very beginning, from the first day, they didn't cry, they didn't fuss.
She was the greatest person ever. I mean, she was like our mom.
She was. She was the one who took us to the set, and she basically taught us how to walk and talk. And we love her so much, and we worked with her till we were about 8.
In addition to serving as the child welfare worker, Adria was the girls' acting coach.
Well, it wasn't like when we couldn't read or
Talk,
we
basically.
would, yeah, talk. You know, when we could just say like single words, Adria would be on the side going, you know, say, you got it, dude, and then we'd go, you got it, dude.
You got it, dude.
And they were good enough and understood well enough from the very beginning that even though I was talking to them or feeding them a line, they didn't look at me, they didn't respond to me, they didn't act to me, they just looked at the actor and listened with their ears as to what they were going to have to say and said it.
Whoa, baby.
At the ripe old age of 2, Mary-Kate and Ashley were learning the ropes. Coming up, the girls are thrust into the spotlight.
They kind of got intimidated sometimes because all these people were just coming at them.
And later,
$2? What are you, crazy? If we're not making 10, I swear I'm going home. I mean, we have to be making $10 a week.
by the fall of 1989, 3-year-old Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen were the most recognizable child stars on television. Sharing the role of Michelle Tanner, the girls helped make Full House a bona fide hit on ABC. Co-star Jodie Sweetin.
You know, everyone naturally just looks at twins. So when they go out, they look at these twins, and then they go, "Oh my gosh, it's the twins from Full House. You know, it's Michelle." And for them, they were a little bit shy when they were younger too, and so for them, I think it was they kind of got intimidated sometimes because all these people were just coming at them.
The twins proved to be the breakout stars of the show.
Hey, where are the bunnies?
The bunnies went bye-bye.
But I love the bunnies.
Oh. Well, it's a good thing. I happened to save one very special, important bunny for you, and I framed him, and here he is.
Now this room is cool.
I remember the first time where we were all out in public together, and I remember Mary-Kate and Ashley kind of getting the most attention because they're so recognizable. You know they're twins, even though, you know, the Michelle character was only one of them at a time on the show.
It's kind of trippy growing up on a hit show, and especially when you're on national television going through every stage and age of your life. And, I mean, they were on it since, what, 9 months or 6 months, and so I think it's kind of bizarre.
When you're a child actor, you have a different life than a regular person that just goes to school and does the school plays, which I think is a healthy road too. Maybe healthier, because a lot is demanded of any person in the public eye.
Early on, it was clear to David Olsen that his daughters were going to be big on Full House, so he sought the assistance of entertainment lawyer Robert Thorne.
I had said I need to see their contract for their television series, at the time Full House, and the parents weren't interested in renegotiating, and I said I think you should and can and must, and really one thing led to another, and 6 months later they let me start that process. They were impressed, they trusted me, and it grew from there.
During the show's 3rd season, Thorne was able to up the twins' salary from $4,000 to $25,000 an episode.
And ever since then, it's been a very good relationship, because he